Chosen one, this didn't start when you became an adult. It didn't begin when you found your purpose, awakened spiritually, or stepped into your calling. The battle for your soul began the moment you were born. Why? Because light that powerful cannot enter this world unnoticed. Darkness sees it immediately, and it fears what it cannot control. Today, we're diving into the early signs of spiritual warfare you may have faced as a child. Signs that prove your life was never ordinary, and that you were chosen for something far greater. Stay with me until the end, because understanding your past is the key to reclaiming your spiritual authority now. 1. You were always different, and your light drew attention. Chosen one, long before you understood words like energy, frequency, or spiritual warfare, you were already walking through this world, carrying something rare, something magnetic, something powerful. You weren't like everyone else, and deep down, you knew it. Some people felt instantly drawn to you. They saw your kindness, your joy, your open heart, and it inspired them. Others felt uncomfortable in your presence, even without you doing or saying anything. And here's why. Your light was a mirror. Your energy acted as a spiritual mirror from the moment you entered this world. When people looked at you, consciously or not, they saw a reflection of themselves. To those walking in love, your light felt like home. To those carrying unhealed wounds, hidden guilt, or unresolved shadows, your light was confronting. It wasn't your fault. You didn't choose to make people uncomfortable. But light, by its nature, exposes what is hidden. And when someone is not ready to face their own shadows, being around you can feel unsettling. You may not have understood it then, but the spiritual realms did. When you were a child, you probably didn't have the language for what you were feeling. You just knew you were different. Maybe you noticed that animals loved you. Maybe strangers opened up to you instantly. Maybe you had a calm that others leaned on, or an energy that made people notice you even in a crowd. That was because your spiritual frequency was already high, even in your early years. And here's the truth. The spiritual realms take notice of high vibrational souls instantly. The divine sees your light and begins aligning your path with purpose. And at the same time, darkness sees it too. Why darkness targeted you early? Darkness operates strategically. It knows that if you grow up fully realizing your light, your purpose, and your power, you will become unstoppable. So it tries to dim that light before you can even discover it. Maybe it sent you into environments where you felt out of place. Maybe it surrounded you with people who didn't understand your heart. Maybe it planted seeds of doubt early, trying to convince you that your difference was a flaw, not a divine gift. This wasn't random. In spiritual warfare, the most dangerous soldiers of light are often targeted before they even know they're in the battle. Your frequency was rare and unforgettable. Even as a child, your very presence shifted the energy in a room. People couldn't quite put their finger on why they noticed you, but they did. Some saw hope in you. Some saw purity in a world that had hardened their hearts. Some saw the divine blueprint of someone who would one day awaken others, and that made them feel inspired or threatened. This is the paradox of carrying light. It both attracts and exposes, heals and confronts, draws love and triggers resistance. The truth you know now. Looking back, you may finally understand you were never meant to blend in. Your uniqueness was not a defect, it was your divine signature. You were marked with light from the beginning, and the same light that made you different is the light that will guide you in your purpose now. Darkness saw your potential before you did. but it underestimated your resilience, because no matter how many times it tried to dim you, here you are, shining brighter than ever. Chosen one. Being different was your protection, your calling card, and your assignment. You weren't meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out so others could find their way through your light. If this speaks to your spirit, comment below. My light is my power. And remember, the light you carry isn't just for you. It's a beacon. And even in the darkest times, that light will always find its way. 2. You felt misunderstood. Chosen one. One of the clearest signs that spiritual warfare started early in your life is that you've carried the feeling of being misunderstood since you were a child. It didn't matter if you were bold and expressive or quiet and introspective. Something about your spirit never seemed to match the world's rhythm. You were out of sync by divine design. While other kids seemed to flow easily with trends, games, and small talk, you often felt like you were living in a different layer of reality. If you were lively and passionate, people may have told you to tone it down. If you were deep and observant, you may have been told you were too quiet or too strange. But here's the truth. You weren't out of place. You were out of frequency. Your soul was vibrating at a higher frequency than the environment around you. You were attuned to things most people couldn't sense, emotions beneath the surface, the energy of a room, and even the invisible patterns playing out in people's lives. The world's noise never aligned with your essence. From a young age, you probably noticed that loud, chaotic, shallow distractions drained you. The gossip, the competition, the pointless cruelty, it all felt foreign to you. And that's because your inner blueprint was never meant to thrive in a world built on noise and distraction. Your spirit was created for depth, truth, and alignment, not for the constant numbing and performance that society pushes as normal. Why darkness wanted you to feel out of place. This misunderstanding you felt from others wasn't a coincidence. It was a spiritual tactic designed to make you question yourself before you could even grow into your full power. When you are told again and again that you are too much or not enough, you begin to shrink yourself. You begin to hold back your laughter, your tears, your insights, your intuition, all to fit into a mold that was never built for you. But that shrinking serves the agenda of darkness. Why? Because a chosen one operating at half their light is less threatening than one fully shining. Your spirit couldn't be molded forever. Even though you may have tried to blend in at times, laughing at things that weren't funny, silencing your inner knowing, or pretending you didn't see what you saw. Deep down, your soul refused to be reshaped into something it wasn't. This is why no matter how hard you tried to fit, it never truly worked. It's why you often felt a quiet loneliness even in a crowd, because your spirit came here to stand out, not blend in. You were designed to be the frequency disruptor, the one whose very existence challenges the low vibration systems that keep people asleep. The quantum truth about being misunderstood. On an energetic level, your vibration has always been a mismatch for anything inauthentic. The reason people didn't get you wasn't because there was something wrong with you. It was because you were operating from a higher timeline of awareness. You were tuned into the undercurrents of truth, while others were focused only on the surface. And that kind of sight is rare and often intimidating. Chosen one, if you've carried the weight of being misunderstood, I want you to know it was never a flaw. It was proof of your mission. You were vibrating at a level that this world needs, even if it didn't welcome it at first. Every time someone told you to tone it down, it was actually confirmation that your light was showing. Every time someone said you were too much or too deep. It was evidence that you were tapping into truths they weren't ready to face. You were not meant to fit into the world's rhythm. You were meant to change it. If you feel this truth in your spirit, comment below. They misunderstood me because my spirit is different. And never again let misunderstanding make you question your worth. Because what they couldn't understand is the very thing the world needs most. 3. You faced unusual hardships early. Chosen one. While other children played freely without a care in the world, you were carrying burdens far beyond your years. You weren't just dealing with the normal ups and downs of childhood. You were navigating rejection, betrayal, instability, and moments of deep loneliness that you couldn't even put into words at the time. And I want you to know, that was not random. The hidden truth behind your early struggles. You might have thought you were just unlucky or different, but those early hardships were not by chance. They were calculated spiritual tactics designed to weaken your sense of worth before you even had the language to understand what was happening. The enemy knows something powerful. If it can get you to doubt yourself when your soul is still tender, if it can make you believe you are unworthy of love, safety, and belonging, if it can plant seeds of fear and insecurity early on, then it becomes much easier to shape the path you'll walk for the rest of your life. Why the attacks came so early? You have to understand, chosen one, your light was visible from the moment you took your first breath. Your frequency, your energy, your divine blueprint, it was already marked for greatness. And because spiritual realms operate outside of time, darkness didn't have to wait and see who you'd become. It already knew. It saw your mission. It saw the people you would help. It saw the cycles you would break. So the attacks began before you could even build the defenses to protect yourself. The nature of those early hardships. For some of you, it looked like bullying at school, where you were isolated, mocked, or treated as if you didn't belong. For others, it was family instability, growing up in a home where love felt conditional, where safety was uncertain, where chaos became normal. For many, it was rejection, being left out, overlooked, or abandoned by the very people who were supposed to nurture you. On the surface, these looked like unfortunate life events, but in the spiritual realm, they were strategic attempts to convince you that you were unloved, unsupported, and powerless. The quantum perspective. In quantum terms, your energetic field as a child was like fertile soil, pure, untainted, full of potential. Your thoughts, feelings, and experiences were shaping the vibration you'd carry into adulthood. Darkness knows that lowering your vibration early, through trauma, fear, and emotional wounds, can distort your energy field. Why? Because frequency attracts frequency. If they could keep you in a state of low self-worth, you'd be more likely to attract people, experiences, and opportunities that reinforce that same low frequency. It wasn't just emotional, it was energetic programming. Why you survived. But here's the miracle, chosen one, you didn't break. Even when they tried to convince you you were nothing, some part of you, that divine spark within, refused to believe it completely. You might have stumbled, but you got back up. You might have cried, but you kept going. You might have felt small, but your soul still whispered, you are more. And that's why you're here now. Not just alive, but awakening, remembering, reclaiming. The empowering shift. Those early hardships were meant to destroy you. Instead, they became the training ground for your resilience. They taught you empathy because you know what it's like to hurt. They sharpened your discernment because you've seen darkness up close. They deepened your faith because survival wasn't just luck, It was divine protection. And now, as an awakened chosen one, you carry the very strength they tried to strip away. That's why darkness fears you today, because the same early warfare that was meant to crush you has instead forged you into a warrior who cannot be controlled. Chosen one, your early hardships were not a sign of your weakness. They were confirmation of your calling. The reason the attacks came so soon was because your light was dangerous from the very start. If you feel this truth in your spirit, declare it now in the comments. I was forged in the fire, and I am unshakable. Because the earlier they came for you, the more powerful your mission is now. And nothing they tried then can stop who you are becoming today. 4. You carried wisdom beyond your years. Chosen one, from a young age, you weren't just different in how you acted, you were different in how you perceived life. While other children played without much thought, you were observing. You noticed things no one pointed out. You connected dots others didn't even see. You understood truths that adults around you couldn't explain. This wasn't coincidence. This was the mark of an old soul, a spirit that has walked many lifetimes, carrying sacred knowledge, deep understanding, and lessons from before you even arrived here. You noticed what others missed. While the world looked at the surface, you looked between the lines. You could sense when a smile was fake, when a tone carried hidden meaning, when an act of kindness had strings attached. You were like a silent detective of energy, reading micro-expressions, voice shifts, body language, and the subtle energy people didn't think you could see. This wasn't about suspicion. It was about an inner knowing that truth isn't always spoken. It's felt. You saw patterns in people's behavior. Even as a child, you could pick up on cycles. You knew when someone was about to react in a certain way. You saw family dynamics repeating. You noticed how people treated those they thought couldn't fight back. This pattern recognition is a spiritual gift, a quantum awareness that lets you step outside the illusion of random events and see the interconnected web of cause and effect. Old souls carry this gift because they've lived enough to witness these patterns before, and you carried it naturally, without anyone teaching you. You could sense when someone wasn't being honest. Before they lied, you already knew. Before they denied something, you felt the truth in your gut. You didn't need proof, because your soul could read the frequency of deception instantly. This is energetic discernment, a high spiritual technology embedded in your consciousness. It allows you to bypass the illusions that keep most people asleep, and this is exactly why darkness fears old souls, because you can't be easily fooled. You understood life more deeply than your age suggested. While others saw life as just play and survival, you felt the bigger picture. You knew there was more beyond school, rules, and routines. You pondered deep questions about why people suffer, why love fades, why some seem born with more, why some struggle endlessly. You were in tune with life's deeper currents. Even if you didn't have the vocabulary for it then, you were already tapping into universal laws: energy, cause and effect, soul contracts, karmic cycles. This is why you sometimes felt alone, even in a crowd, because your thoughts didn't match your age group's conversations. Darkness recognizes old souls instantly. Understand this. The spiritual realm can see what the physical cannot. Darkness knows when an old soul has entered the earth plane, because your very existence threatens ignorance, manipulation, and control. If an old soul like you fully awakens to your wisdom, you become a leader, a healer, a liberator, someone who pulls others out of deception and into truth. That's why the attacks came early. The goal was to plant seeds of doubt in your mind, to make you question your intuition, to make you think you were imagining things or too sensitive. If darkness could make you distrust your inner knowing, it could keep you from stepping into your mission, but you still see, and that's your power. Despite everything, your sight remains, your discernment remains, your wisdom remains. Every time you notice something no one else did, every time your intuition proved correct, every time you saw the truth before it was revealed, you were confirming that your gift survived the attempts to destroy it. This wisdom you carry isn't just for you. It's for those you're here to guide. Chosen one, your deep perception, your wisdom, your ability to see beyond the veil. These are not random traits. They are proof of who you are and why you're here. The fact that they tried to silence it only proves how powerful it is. From now on, trust that inner knowing. It has been right all along. And if you feel this truth in your spirit, comment below, "My wisdom is my weapon." Because the world needs your sight, your truth, and your guidance now more than ever. 5. You had vivid dreams or spiritual sensitivity. Chosen one, if you've ever wondered why your childhood dreams felt so real, why you could walk into a room and instantly feel its mood without anyone speaking, or why you saw things others claimed weren't there, it's because your spiritual senses were already awakened long before you understood what they were. Vivid dreams that were more than dreams. As a child, your dreams weren't just random flashes of imagination. They were messages, windows into higher realms, and previews of events yet to come. You may have dreamt of people before meeting them. You may have seen events unfold in your sleep that later happened in real life. You may have visited places in your dreams that carried wisdom you could feel in your bones. These dreams were your spirit's classroom, teaching you truths your human mind wasn't yet ready to comprehend. But here's the thing. The spiritual realm sees those dreams too, and darkness knows that if you embrace them, you become a vessel of divine insight, so it plants seeds of fear and doubt to make you ignore or dismiss them. Feeling the energy before words were spoken. You've always been able to read a room, not through what people said, but through the unspoken vibrations they carried. Before a conflict happened, you could feel the tension. Before someone admitted they were hurting, you sensed their pain. Before someone revealed their true intentions, you already knew. This isn't guesswork, it's energetic sensitivity. Your aura naturally tunes into frequencies beyond the 5 senses, picking up what others miss. Darkness recognizes this gift as dangerous because it allows you to see past lies, facades, and illusions. It fears your ability to discern truth without needing proof. Seeing beyond the physical, imagination, or spiritual sight, you might have seen shadows, lights, colors around people, or even figures at the corner of your vision. Perhaps you saw loved ones who had passed, or beings of light that brought you comfort. Adults might have told you, it's just your imagination. But what they called imagination was actually spiritual sight, the gift of perceiving layers of reality hidden from the physical eye. You were tapping into the quantum field, the multidimensional space where energy, time, and spirit intersect. And here's the truth. When you can see the unseen, you disrupt the plans of darkness, because deception relies on you not knowing it's there. Why this made you a target. Chosen one, the unseen realm knows when someone can see it. Your awareness made you harder to manipulate, harder to mislead, harder to control. That's why early in life, you may have been made to feel weird, crazy, or overly imaginative. The goal was to make you fear your own abilities, to shut down your sight before you learn to master it. By labeling your visions as strange, They hoped you would bury your gift instead of developing it. The truth they didn't want you to know. Your spiritual sensitivity is not a curse, it's a compass. Your vivid dreams are not random. They're a language of the soul. Your ability to sense energy is not too much. It's your built-in protection system. When you trust these gifts, you walk through life with divine guidance that darkness cannot counterfeit. And when you strengthen them, you become a beacon others instinctively follow toward truth. Chosen one, they tried to make you shut your eyes, but you're here now, and it's time to open them fully. What you thought was strange was actually sacred. What they told you to ignore was actually your superpower. Embrace your visions, record your dreams, trust your senses. They are not random. They are your spiritual navigation system in this life. If you feel this truth in your spirit, comment below, "My sight is a gift," because it is. And it will guide you exactly where you're meant to be, no matter who or what tried to make you doubt it. 6. The attacks came through people close to you. Chosen one, this is one of the hardest lessons you'll ever face on your spiritual journey, and one of the most painful truths to accept. Darkness doesn't always come through strangers. It often comes through people you know, love, and trust. And this is not because you deserved it, or because you were weak, but because spiritual warfare works in ways the physical mind doesn't see. The enemy understands something. If it can get close to your heart, it can try to weaken your light from the inside. When the attack comes from those you love, maybe it was a parent who constantly belittled you, making you question your worth, or a sibling who bullied you and made you feel small in your own home. Maybe it was a teacher who embarrassed you in front of others, planting seeds of doubt in your abilities, or a friend you trusted who later betrayed you when you were most vulnerable. These moments cut deeper than any wound from an enemy because they come from people who were supposed to love, protect, and support you. The spiritual reality behind it. Here's what many don't understand. Spiritual warfare is not always conscious. Many of the people who hurt you were not fully aware they were being influenced by energies, mindsets, or wounds that were not of light. In the unseen realm, low vibrational energies look for open doors, unhealed trauma, unresolved jealousy, pride, or insecurity, and they use those openings to project pain onto someone carrying great light. You, chosen one, were that light. Your frequency exposed what was unhealed in them, and rather than face it, they lashed out. Why it targets the close circle. Think about it. A stranger's opinion may sting, but it rarely has the power to change how you see yourself. But a parent's words, a best friend's betrayal, a mentor's rejection, those things can shake your foundation if you let them. This is why darkness often works through the people closest to you, because breaking you from the inside is faster than fighting you from the outside. If it can make you doubt your worth before you realize your mission, it can slow your awakening. But here's the truth. Chosen one, you need to hear this. They didn't break you. Yes, their words may have wounded you. Yes, their actions may have scarred you. Yes, you may have spent years wondering, why would someone I love treat me like this? But here you are, still standing, still shining, still carrying the light they couldn't destroy. You survived because your calling is greater than their projection. You survived because your soul is armored in ways they couldn't see. You survived because you were chosen for something bigger. How to reclaim power from these attacks. 1. Recognize the spiritual root. Understand this was never truly about you. It was about silencing your light before it could grow. 2. Release the guilt. It is not your job to carry their unhealed wounds. You didn't cause their pain, even if they tried to make you believe you did. 3. Forgive without re-entry. Forgiveness doesn't mean giving them access again. It means freeing yourself from the energetic cord of their influence. 4. Fortify your boundaries. Not everyone deserves access to you, no matter how close they are by blood or history. Why darkness fears you now? The same tactic it once used to try to break you, relationships, trust, love, has now become your strength. You can discern energy quickly. You can sense manipulation before it reaches you. You can stand strong in your worth, even when someone you love doesn't understand you. Darkness fears you now because it can no longer reach you through the people it once used against you. Chosen one, you may have been attacked from within your own circle, but you were never abandoned by the divine. Every wound has been turned into wisdom. Every betrayal has been turned into discernment. Every attack has become a layer of spiritual armor. If you feel this truth deep in your soul, comment below. My light cannot be broken. You are living proof that even when darkness tries to reach you through those closest to you, your destiny is still unstoppable. Your light was chosen, and your mission will prevail. Chosen one, the fact that you're here, listening to this now, means they didn't win. You survived what was meant to destroy you. You carried your light through the storms, through the loneliness, through the attacks, and it's only grown stronger. The same light they tried to destroy is the same light that will heal, awaken, and guide others. It's the light that will break generational cycles, transform timelines, and inspire nations. Chosen one, you were marked from birth, not for destruction, but for destiny. Every early battle was proof of how important your mission is. Now it's time to step into your power fully. The same gift that made you a target is the same gift that makes you unstoppable. If you feel this truth in your spirit, comment below. I am the chosen one. Like, share, and subscribe if you're ready to reclaim your spiritual authority and awaken to your true mission. Your past doesn't define you. It prepared you. And darkness still fears the light you carry.